right, now we've got with us Lucas Davison from the 285-pound championship match tomorrow evening. Lucas is from the University of Michigan. So, Lucas, when you're comfortable, if you could get us started with some general comments about your semifinal match.
Yeah, semifinal was fun. I kicked Cam hard right out the blocks. He's on my leg, so it's not how you want to start a match, but you know, making wrestling happen, I think things are going to go my way. So more wrestling that happens in that 7 minutes. I'm feeling good about it. So yeah, I felt like there's pretty good action from start to finish, and I was able to execute pretty well. So felt good about it, feeling confident.
Okay, remember, if you got a question, give us your name and your affiliation. We're going to go to the left and the back.
Kyle Klingman, Flow Wrestling. That's a U23 world champion, third last year. Have you ever wrestled better than what you did against Wyatt Hendrickson?
I've had some good matches, I think. Maybe not out on a competition stage, but you know, I've definitely seen that in the practice room, wrestling some pretty tough guys, and I've had some really great days. So it's not really surprising me. Maybe it is to you guys kind of watching from the outside, but I think my coaches and my family, my friends all kind of knew what I had deep down, and so just being able to bring that out and showcase that on the mat feels pretty good.
Yeah, let's go over here to the left.
Ryan Zimmerman. So you made the transition to Michigan this year. What's been the biggest change since you got there?
Yeah, I think it's a different system. I was accustomed to a really special one at Northwestern. I had a lot of great coaches and training partners and stuff. And so when you kind of go into a new system, you don't really have that onboarding when my time horizon's 1 year. I mean, less than a year, 9 months really. So over that time, I just kind of had to remind myself, like, why did I seek that change? And ultimately, I kind of decided I needed to go in the transfer portal and find something new just to see what was out there. And you know, I wasn't getting my goals done. Did some pretty cool stuff on the mat, and you know, a couple-time All-American, but I want to be a national champion, and so I kind of had to reflect and think about what it's going to take to get me there. And so going into the Michigan system, there were days where like, man, I didn't really like that practice structure, but you know, I made the choice because I needed to make a change. And so I just kind of had to remind myself some days that like things are different. It might not feel good, but you know, this is a proven system, and I got to kind of trust my coaches, trust in my training partners and all that stuff. And so yeah, it was a leap of faith, and it was tough some days to kind of embrace different. But ultimately, I think that's kind of what helped me make those marginal gains.
Okay, let's go on the left and the back.
How does it help you to have all of those world Olympic champions, medalists in the room day to day?
It's huge, man. I mean, training partners, sometimes it feels really crappy because I go into practice and I get my butt kicked across the mat, and I don't get any takedowns, and I get my face shoved in the mat. But I think those things sometimes kind of help. So getting your butt kicked is what kind of helps you rise and you know, rise to the tide, and yeah. So having different training partners and so many accomplished people, just they rub off on you, and you know, if you're kind of walking around the practice room and you see some guys that are doing extra or you know, coaching up after practice, it's nice to see that and be encouraged to work harder and do a little bit extra.
Let's go over here in the middle in the second row.
Cody Parker with Michigan Grappler. It seems like heavyweights the past 10 years at Michigan have been super successful. Kuhn and Parrish, you kind of go on. Is there something in particular that heavyweights are doing in the wrestling room or maybe outside the room that helps you guys strengthen, or is there anything? It kind of goes off his question as well, but kind of emphasize on that.
Yeah, I mean, it's the coaches, it's the training, it's the strength training and stuff, but ultimately I think what it comes from is just like a culture of hard work and doing more, and you know, doing the extra rep, coming in extra on your off days or whatever it is. And I just think, you know, top to bottom, having that culture of doing more, and it's just going to help everybody get better. And I think that's a top to bottom theme that you'll see at Michigan is everybody wants to be the best, and you know, yeah, all the resources are there for you.
Let's go over here on the left.
He talked about the heavyweights at Michigan, but overall, the heavyweights in the country, there's been a huge kind of resurgence of a more athletic heavyweight, and you're one of those guys that everybody's looking at of being a more athletic heavyweight. You, Gable, Kurt Fleet. What's it mean to you that you're part of kind of a new era of guys that are going out, hitting the knee, scrambling, doing a lot more things that you see from guys at 125 and 133?
It's fun, man. I mean, I might be a part of it. I don't know if I'm really like the renaissance of the heavyweight. I think that's guys like Hal Snyder. One of my mentors and leaders is Mike McMullen, and he's somebody who is excellent, man. Just so much fun to watch, and you know, he coached me for a short period, and you know, it's just exciting. You want to really live up to that, and you know, contribute to wrestling, and not just be some big sweaty body that's leaning on another guy for 7 minutes, and like the stands are empty, everybody's gone. I mean, nobody wants that. So just being able to kind of make exciting wrestling and you know, keep butts in seats from start to finish. That's the goal, and yeah, having fun, making it fun for the fans.
Got another one over here on the left.
One other thing, you know, you spoke about your family, and you know, I know your dad and your brother have been part of your journey. What has it meant to you to, one, have your brother in the room with you a lot, part of your journey, but two, have your dad as a coach in high school, and obviously, you know, he's going to be sending you text messages. I know he's here. You know, what are some of those things that he's told you? Because obviously, he's experienced some of these things as well.
Yeah, you know, my dad was a great wrestler, and I think even better than that, he was a great coach. And aside from me and my brothers, I have an oldest brother, Jack, too, who didn't wrestle in college, but you know, he made 3 strong men, and you know, he kind of showed us the grind and everything that wrestling teaches you, and it's made some pretty resilient, tough men. And so, you know, having him and my other brothers in my corner and in the stands yelling for me, you know, it's huge, and you know, it just says a lot about our family, and you know, we're lucky to be so close because not a lot of families have that luxury. And so, just having wholehearted support and love from them is huge, and yeah, I'm excited to celebrate when all this is, you know, said and done with those guys, because really I wouldn't be here without them. So yeah, I'm grateful for my dad coaching me even when I don't always want it. I've got a lot of texts from my dad that are like, I just got grilled about this part from my coaches, but you know, it always comes from a loving spot, and yeah, I think my dad should be a college coach somewhere. If anybody's looking for an opening, I'm sure he would do some consulting for cheap.
Anything else for Lucas? Okay, thank you very much.